Do you ever read a news story about something your elected official said or did and wonder how in the world did this guy get elected? In a state that Donald Trump won twice by about 8 percentage points, is this the best we can do for Republican leadership in Ohio? Are you fed up with the Republican Party? Ready to quit? Ready to go third party? Wrong move. Don't run away from the fight. Run straight into it. But how? If you're active on conservative social media, you likely read the news stories and share the memes. We call someone a rhino, hit like, and move on. But do you ever wonder if this really moves the needle in any way? Do you sometimes feel like you're preaching to a choir whose voices will only be ignored by powerful people in a political party apparatus you don't understand? This video is meant to help you get an understanding, and that starts with understanding the party's central committees. A term you hear from time to time is the base of the party. Many people believe that the base consists of voters who vote for the party's candidates in the November general election, or the party primary earlier in the year. This is not true. The true base of the party are those in the party's central committees, who establish the party bylaws, the party platform, and most importantly, select and endorse the party's candidates. The most important thing to remember if you want to make change happen is that whether you live in the most rural, unpopulated county in Ohio, or in the bluest areas of the state, like Cuyahoga and Franklin counties, there are elected people in the Republican Party's central committees who represent you. What exactly are the Ohio Republican Party central committees, and how do they work? The term central committee itself can be confusing to voters because there are two levels of central committee in Ohio. First, there is a single Ohio Republican State Central Committee. The State Central Committee is made up of one man and one woman from each of Ohio's 33 state Senate districts. That means for your Ohio Senate district, you have two representatives in the State Central Committee. The 66 men and women of this committee are elected by Ohioans in the Republican primary election every 2 years. The State Central Committee elects the chairman for the Ohio Republican Party and has enormous say in endorsing and funding the campaigns of political candidates all across the state. Look in the video description for a link to a list of the Ohio State Central Committee members. In addition to the State Central Committee, there are also 88 County Central Committees, one for each county in Ohio. The number of members in a County Central Committee can range from fewer than 20 in smaller counties to several hundred in the more populated counties. Why are the people in these committees the true base of the Republican Party? First, they determine who will appear on the all-important voters guide distributed to voters in the mail and outside polling locations. By and large, candidates endorsed by the party in the primary win in the primary. These committees also decide the direction of the party at the county level. In addition, if there's a vacancy in a county elected office, it's the county committee for the party who decides who will be the replacement. This happened in Lake County, when the newly elected commissioner had to resign very early in his term. The original commissioner won his position in a general election where over 120,000 votes were cast. His replacement was chosen by 131 members of the County Central Committee. But in the end, the most important and influential job of the County Central Committee is that of endorsing candidates. No matter how many times you see so-and-so for governor on Facebook, if someone else's name is on the county party endorsement cards in the primary, he's going to have a hard time winning the nomination. So, who are the members of these county central committees? In the vast majority of Ohio counties, there is one member of the county central committee from each voting precinct. The precinct is the smallest political unit in the state. If you look at a map of a precinct in a somewhat populated area, you'll see just how small this political unit is. It's basically your neighborhood. Generally speaking, there are about 1,000 to 2,000 people in a precinct. So consider for your precinct how many of them are voting age, and then consider how many of them are Republicans. This is a very small political unit, but there's someone there who holds a lot of political power. If all of this is news to you, don't feel alone. The media distracts us with nonstop news about people in Washington who were elected in million-dollar campaigns, but not one of them would have gotten anywhere without an endorsement from people on county central committees. It is at this local level that everyday voters can really make their voices heard and known. If you'd like to know who the members of your county committee are, most counties in Ohio make it easy to find online. In most cases, you can simply visit the Board of Elections website for your county with a web search of County Name Ohio Board of Elections. It will often be found under Elected Officials and central committees. Many Ohio counties use a shared system for their Board of Elections at boe.ohio.gov/ the name of the county, and you can find the committee member lookup under Elected Officials. If your county uses that system, on the lookup page you need to first select a district type and choose Central Committee Members. Then, under Filter by District Name, you need to select Central Committee Republican for the Republican Central Committee. Then click Display Officials. This will return the names of all the committee members for your county. Once you have your list of committee members, you need to look up your precinct. You probably have it on your voter registration card if you happen to have one. Or you can do an internet search to locate precinct maps for your township, city, or village. At a high level, it may be true that political parties are controlled by special interests, but ultimately the parties belong to and will respond to the people who are active and in the party. Across America, there are tens of thousands of precincts with vacant precinct committee positions. People are beginning to understand that true conservatives can influence the party for the better and advocating for people to take those positions. We'll discuss joining the committees in another video. But even if being a member of the committee is not your cup of tea or your position is not vacant, think about this. You can write a letter to your congressman in Washington, whose aide will look at it and might send you back the congressman's canned response for that issue. That congressman represents upwards of 700,000 people. Or you could attend a county party meeting, bring a friend or two, and find people in your community you can talk to. You can shake their hand. You can see what real people on the ground in your neighborhood are doing to enact conservative policies and put conservative people in office. You can truly make your voice heard.